Liam Payne's best friend, Roger Norris, exposes everything. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian. I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for understanding how I am trying to handle the Liam Payne, I don't call it tea, but Liam Payne updates. There's a lot of updates that come in that I've been trying to get to you guys, but for some reason, somehow my videos are just not reaching the people that it needs to reach when it comes to Liam Payne. And it is something that, I'm not sure why, but I'm never going to stop until we get justice for Liam. And that is something I can promise you all. All right. Tomorrow marks 4 months since Liam Payne passed. October to November, November to December, December to January, January to February. 4 months. Tomorrow, the 16th. It is insane to me. 4 months have passed, and here we are. Nothing has happened. Now there is outing rumors. Maya Henry speaking out. They're trying to trash Liam Payne in the press. Nothing really legal has happened. Yes, Brian Bass and the hotel employee is under arrest, but what really justice for Liam have we had? And a lot of people are slowly forgetting about it. They're slowly moving on, which I understand. You also have a life to live, but we cannot turn our backs on this until we get justice for Liam. I really always say, he gave so much of himself on stage, so much of himself to the kids, so much of himself to the world, that I think it's up to us to really, really, really give as much as we can to him. So anyways, Roger Norris sat down, of course, with the Daily Mail, and he gave an interview. So let's read it together. Liam Payne's best friend Roger Norris sat down with the Daily Mail and had a lot to say. Prepare for the bullshit. So let's start. It says, on October 13, Liam Payne asked Roger Norris if he would be his best man at his wedding to his girlfriend, Kate Cassidy. Roger gladly accepted, even though Liam had yet to propose. 3 days later, he was dead. Quote, I was heartbroken when I heard, of course, Roger tells the Mail in his first major interview since a tragic accident. But it's so much more than that. I still think I'm going to bump into him, or my phone's going to ring, and he'll be on the other end of the line. So it says here that Roger and Liam met at a party in London in 2020, hosted by the then editor of British Vogue, Edward Inimful. I didn't even know who Liam was when we met. It was perhaps an unlikely friendship. A teetotal businessman who had never tried a drug in his life and who doesn't even drink caffeine. And suddenly hanging out with pop superstar Liam Payne. And of course, allegedly, he was known for his hard partying lifestyle and who was suffering from serious addiction issues. Liam was always so humble. He never acted like a superstar. He was grounded, and by the time I realized what he did for work, we'd already become friends. Roger was already hugely successful, having launched his own investment company, Stoneway Capital, aged just 23, raising $500 million to build 4 major power points in Argentina. In 2018, he was named on Forbes 30 Under 30 Power list for his work in the energy sector. Though Liam was 4 years younger than the now 35-year-old Roger, each referred to the other as his older brother, a term that showed their mutual respect and affection. The truth is that we both wanted to be a little more like each other. I wanted to get out a bit more and have fun, while he wanted to be a little more boring. He would frequently help me with relationship advice. Of course, Liam was great with girls. When it came to emotions, he was always a guy I could call. Perhaps above everything else, though, Liam trusted me because I was one of the few people who didn't want anything from him. Another source familiar with the commercial affairs of One Direction told the Mail that a sprawling entourage had gathered around Payne following the start of his solo career in 2017. There were lawyers, music reps, family members, and everyone needed to be paid. Rogers says Liam wasn't a guy who flashed money around. He would eat at McDonald's and make jokes about other people wasting money at ludicrous expensive restaurants. For Liam, it was about where his money could make a difference. Liam would stay up at night surfing the internet looking for kids who were fundraising for surgery, but who were in danger of not meeting their target. He'd top up the remaining amount, and he would do this perhaps 3 times a week. He was so freaking generous, man. A self-made tycoon, Roger had no interest in Liam's reported $55 million fortune, and despite claims that Roger was Liam's de facto manager, something he firmly denies, the pair did not have any professional relationship. Indeed, last month it emerged that Roger was suing Liam's father, Jeff Payne, for defamation to the tune of $10 million. The astonishing legal case brought in Florida accuses Jeff of falsely stating that due to his addictions, Liam was in Roger's care at the time of his death. In his complaint against Jeff, Roger again retaliates that while he had a dear mutual friendship with the singer, he never had a legal duty of care. We were friends, and that was all I wanted to be, Roger tells the Daily Mail. Liam loved talking about ideas for a business partnership, and he wanted to front up the cash, but every time I told him no. So he's making it very clear that he wasn't his guardian or manager. Says during that month, he reveals he received a rare call from Liam's manager, Steve Finnan O'Connor. Roger answered the phone, worried that he listened in stunned silence as Steve told him Liam had overdosed in Britain. The star had been rushed to the hospital where doctors had resuscitated him, alive but in a desperate condition. Liam was now recovering in intensive care. After Liam was discharged, his father Jeff had been sanctioned, says Roger. Originally, they tried to have his section for 90 days. He says that ended up getting cut down to 30 days, but Liam talked his way out of after just 3 days. After Liam left the hospital, he turned to the only man he could trust, Roger Norris. He knew he needed help. I was in LA working at the time. I said if he could get to Miami, I'd meet him there. And so last summer, Liam flew to Palm Beach, Florida, and moved into the $9,500 per month apartment, which he shared with his girlfriend, Kate Cassidy. When I met Liam in Florida last summer, he was shivering and clearly unwell, says Roger. He told me he'd lost 20 kilos and weighed just 60 kilos. Roger and another friend leaped into action, surrounding Liam with a dedicated team of medical professionals, including a psychiatrist and addiction specialist. He did 4 months sober. He said he wanted to tour, so I set him up with a representative at Creative Artists Agency. But because it's the same firm that looks after Harry Styles, Harry had to okay the deal, which he did, of course. Roger remembers last summer fondly. Liam then began to go to the gym every day. He was really looking after himself, and it wasn't easy. He required 24-hour attention. Anyone who looked after an addict knows that it isn't straightforward. It was draining, but I wanted to do it. That's what friends are for. After 4 months, I truly believed he had turned a corner, but then everything went wrong. In early August 2024, Jeff Payne suggested that Liam should appear as a judge of the upcoming Netflix talent show Building the Band, which was being filmed in Manchester. I didn't want to go, Roger says. He knew too many people in the UK. It would be easy for him to relapse. I think Liam knew it too. We had the biggest argument of our lives. We'd worked so hard to piece his life back together and felt all the work slipping away. Oh, so now we know that allegedly it was his father who wanted him to do it. In the mail, of course, we've all read this, where Roger Norris sent an email to Jeff Payne saying, I'm really concerned for his well-being while he's out there. I hope you can bring professional doctors to check on his health regularly, as I did while he was out in the U.S. I'm going to stay fully out of the picture and disconnected from now on, and I wish you all the best with Liam's health and career. We've already seen that one. All right. I'll be very honest. I don't trust this man. I don't want to trust this man. I don't need to trust this man. I cannot stand his face. This is just my honest truth. There is something about him that just screams darkness. He's known about Liam Payne's alleged addiction. He knows about Liam Payne's demons. He, like he says, has tried to help Liam so much, and he knew that there was a huge struggle. Yet he did say that, oh yeah, Liam Payne was drunk at breakfast, but that's just a normal thing. You are an enabler. You are a bad friend. One thing I will say is, some people criticize Liam for his substance, right, issues. This is something that I don't believe that anyone really can control. And this is something that I really want to just say this, and I'll say it and I'll keep on saying this. Just because you are facing demons, just because you have a substance issue, just because you cannot control it, does not make you a bad person. Does not mean you have a bad heart. Does not mean you have bad intentions. It just means that you are caught up in that addiction, okay? And that is why I always say never turn your backs on people that are having these issues, because they can't help it. As much as we get mad and we wanted them, we yell and we shake them up and we take things away, or we stop talking to them, until they realize they have a problem, they're not ever going to be able to get help. And that's why it says the first step is recognizing you have a problem. So that's one of the main issues that I always have to say. That is why I never want us to turn our backs on anyone out there who is having any type of addiction. Now, second, I did want to say that, look, Roger Norris is somebody who I felt really could have stepped in, really could have helped, really could have gotten things in order. If you see Liam Payne struggling, if you having to allegedly pay for all these things that he allegedly did and knew that there was something going on, call his parents, call family, call management, call record company, call the Harry Styles, call somebody who is actually willing to do something and not just sit back and enable that, okay? And honestly, I'm so sorry, but I think he was more involved than he says he is. And I feel like the law is going to get him, and I will be here reporting on it. And I really, really, really do hope that he goes down. And I'm sorry, I don't know this man. I don't want to know this man. But when I look in his face, I see somebody who really, really, really just sat by and allowed bad people to do horrible things to Liam Payne. And that is how I feel about Roger Norris. So tomorrow is 4 months. I have a special video planned where we're not going to talk about anything legal, but we are going to talk about all of his accomplishments and just kind of spread some love, spread some goodness, and remind the world of why they fell in love with Liam in the first place. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you all. I want to thank you all sincerely from the bottom of my heart for all your love, your support, your kindness. And for those asking, my Instagram is Sebastian Soto T. So if you wanted to DM me, that's where you can do it. Thank you all once again for all your love, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.